Alright guys, well I was asked to continue with my RPC videoing, so there is the 20 horsepower RPC, and you can't really read the nameplate, but it is definitely a 20 horsepower. I finished up with my final tuning, and I'm using a e-stop. It turns on the little control transformer. So I wired the indicator light so I know that there is power to the unit when the button is pulled, and that shows it's ready to be fired. And hit the green button, and you hear that click, click. Well, down in there is, see those two little red lights? That is a little Omron timer, and it's got a 2-second start or 2-second delay relay. Still have to finish off my ground wiring. My final number was 900, and that was my estimate at the beginning. 900 microfarad. Each of these cans is 100 microfarad, and there's 600 here. I originally planned that I was going to need 400, but the end result, I only needed 300. And over under these big wires, I originally planned for 200, and I only needed 100. So I pulled off that lead and that lead. So other than that, it's pretty simple. The top one, the top lug you can use as ground. Then you have single phase here coming in, single phase here coming in. And then you have your T1, T2, and T3. So the single phase comes in, goes through the contactor, comes out here and here, and goes down to T1 and T2. It as well branches off, goes into, these are the start capacitor bank. They are run capacitors, but I'm using them as start capacitors. There's 3 little bleed resistors, so they don't keep a charge. And this is a capacitor contactor that is controlled by that little timer. Throws the start capacitors out. It's only a 2-second that they're in. And then these are the run capacitors. So I am getting off my wild leg 39 amps. That's what's generated. And I already have a main three-phase system here, the rotary phase. And that's what this rotary, the 20 horsepower, is drawing on single phase at idle at 236 volts. It's drawing 4.2 amps. Now, just to double check it with a clamp on, I go into the .1 on the black and 4.1 on the red. So the testing is done. My voltage, everybody always questions me about the voltage, what it should be, what it is on idle. And you always want to be at your higher end of your idler. So if your idler's rated for 240 volts, you should try to go hit the 260 volt mark. And 256 is good enough. As I said, I'm running a little low on my household voltage right now. So 256, and that is from red to blue. And blue is my generated leg. And now I'm going to test from black to blue. 260 volts. Now that voltage is an ideal voltage. You want to try to stay under the 260 for the idler, so you're not, the idler generator, it doesn't get too hot. But when you start a machine, it'll pull that voltage down and get it to more of an ideal. Next is teeing this off into 240 three-phase and 600 volts three-phase. Thanks for watching, guys.